Hey everyone, here's the update on Madeline. So they took her off the paralyzing meds. They're called paralytics. And the reason she was on them was because she was suffering from so many seizures due to the brain injury that she was shaking too violently, and we don't want her head shaking and thrashing back and forth because that would just make the brain injury much worse. We don't want that. So she was on paralytics for the entire time, and every time they tried to take her off of them, she would last about 20 minutes before she started having those major seizures again. Last night, we didn't think she was going to make it, and miraculously she did. And she actually lasted a whole hour without the paralytics. And now it is going on about 2.5 hours, and all she's experiencing are these little tremors. The good news is that she does have brain activity. She is not brain dead, thank God. But they have to wait 72 hours after being revived from cardiac arrest to do an MRI to check for what kind of brain damage there is and the amount of it, because with so much swelling in the brain, you can't see past the swelling, so you can't see what the damage is and how much. So that's why they have to wait the 72 hours, and that's why we just don't know yet. By scientific scientific data, there is going to be brain damage. It would be a massive miracle if she fully recovered. So there is expected to be brain damage. We just don't know how much, and we don't know where in the brain. But we will know by tomorrow. So just keep praying for my Madeline Aurora Marie. And as far as the comments go, I will discuss that in just a moment. Okay, hi everyone. So I'm just going to go over some of the things that I see in the comments. First of all, thank you so much for the amount of support. I know everybody says this, but I truly did not expect so much visibility. If you look at my page, I don't really get very many videos that reach like this one did, with the exception of 1 or 2. So thank you so much for commenting and showing your love and compassion for my daughter. It really speaks volumes, so thank you. In terms of getting her justice, of course, that is going to be a huge priority. That is the next one after making sure that she is stable and knowing that there's hope and there's a future for her, even if it means that she's disabled. And even if worst case scenario happens, I'm trying not to speak it out into the universe, but we all know what I mean. I fully intend on contacting the schools, contacting media, making a fuss. I am a very protective parent, and that doesn't stop for anything. So I'm going to fight tooth and nail to make sure that my daughter gets justice. I already know who these kids are. I have found out through others who have sent me screenshots of the group chats and things like that. So I will be bringing it to the school's attention. I am going to be contacting law enforcement. There is a investigation that is currently going on regarding this. So it is going to be brought up, and it is going to be taken care of. I'm not going to lay down for this. I'm not going to just let it go. best believe I'm fighting for my daughter in more ways than one. So don't you worry about that. Second of all, bullying has been an epidemic for a very, very, very long time. Just because you were bullied and you were able to get past it doesn't mean that everybody else is. Some people are more sensitive, and that's okay. But what's not okay is passing judgment and saying, well, there must have been something else. There must have, why didn't you do anything about this? You've seen a small glimpse of this. You don't know what our history is like. You don't know what my daughter has been through. You don't know what I have done for my daughter. You don't know. Okay, you just don't know. I am showing you what I'm showing you. But it doesn't mean that you can make assumptions saying, like, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Not every kid tells their parent. If you watch my video, I explained that I'm supposed to go through cancer treatment. This is the second time I will be going through cancer treatment. My daughter is extremely compassionate, and she also knows that she doesn't want to stress me out during these things. So that's probably a really good reason why she felt the need to not tell me. She didn't want to hurt me. She didn't want to, that is my assumption because I know my daughter. And I can make that assumption, okay? Now, until I can get an answer from her, if I ever do, that's all I can go off of. So because I know my daughter more than anybody, especially people on the internet, I just ask you to trust me that I know what I'm talking about and know that I'm doing everything I can. I do intend on calling the schools. Like I said, I do intend on making a fuss about this. This is not going to get swept under the rug, at least by me. I'm going to continue to fight for her. And I hope that people can continue to spread awareness. They can maybe see this, because the fact is that we have been so comforted by trigger warnings and censorship that we no longer, and I say we as in like mostly the younger generation, they don't understand the consequences of their words and their actions because they don't see the consequences of the words and their actions. They need to see this. There needs to be more shock. People need that shock to their system. Because if you don't, then you're never going to understand that your words are not just words. That they carry weight. And it's either positive or negative. And when it's negative, it can cause a lot of damage. Keep saying my daughter's name. Keep voicing it. Don't let it be forgotten. We're going to keep going. Please tag large creators in my posts. Please share my post, repost, like, favorite, whatever you have to do. Hit all the buttons. Our GoFundMe is on my bio. That's going to go towards any kind of cost towards care, whether that be long-term care or afterlife care. Yeah, that's the update for now. Again, I appreciate all the love. I really, really do. Justice for Madeline Aurora Marie. Just keep fighting.